We're going to keep talking about things you can do to stay fresh, healthy, physically and mentally, right? This is today's mental health chat. Question is, do you ever find yourself saying happy to help even when you don't want to? Or perhaps you tend to put the needs of others over your own?
Yeah, if you can relate to any of this, it might be a sign that you are what is commonly referred to as a people pleaser. And while helping others is a good thing, overlooking your own needs can lead to stress, burnout, and even mental health challenges. Joining us now is Amy Wilson. She's the author of Happy to Help, Adventures of a People Pleaser. I love that title. Thank you for being here. So you write specifically that women often find themselves trapped in this cycle of people pleasing, and you even talk about something that's been buzzing online, eldest daughter syndrome.
Yes.
Walk us through it all.
Well, I know a little bit about that. I'm the oldest of 6 kids. And so from the time I was in, say, 4th grade, I was changing diapers, I was helping out around the house, and I really was happy. It wasn't like I was this grade schooler seething with resentment, right? But from a very young age, I was definitely taught that I'm a helper, that I contribute at all times, that I'm good at it, that I'm happy to do it. And then as I got older, I think put on the top was, and you'd really rather do it yourself. You're just better at all these things, and you're just so good. Why don't we give you this one more thing to do as well? And then I'm thinking, well, I'm so capable. People keep thinking that. I guess I'm supposed to keep doing it all.
Explain to us some of the examples of when this can be a problem. So we were talking before, right? And sometimes it's not your first choice to do something, but to contribute to a family or a group setting, you have to jump in and say, okay, let me help out on this, even if you're not excited for it. But where does it kind of cross the line of where you would say, okay, look, maybe there are some different things we can do here to set a boundary and not just go like, yep, okay, happy to help?
I think the resentment is the sign. You know, if there are times that you really do have to be the one, if it has to be you. There's other times when it doesn't. And if you start to find the only reason you're continuing to do something is the dread of saying you're not going to be able to do it anymore, having that conversation, that's probably a very good sign that it has to be reset. That's the exact thing to let go of.
And you alluded to that. What are some better ways to get better at saying no? Because sometimes people are pleasing because they're afraid of the conflict that might come.
Yes, yes. The hardest part for me was not just saying no, but then withstanding the silence that will follow. You say no when you're somebody who almost always says yes. Everybody reboots, you know? There's this confusion that you're greeted with. Not resistance, just confusion. And I think I was very quick in the past to fill that silence with, well, maybe I can do it one more year, one more time, I can do some of it. I would take it back instead of letting that uncertainty sit there. It's uncomfortable, but that's what happens before change.
Another thing that you talk about in your book is how you can be the one everyone else depends on and still also be struggling yourself.
That's right.
Talk to us about how we can be better at both asking for help and also receiving it.
You know, I think there are times that I have asked for help and instead gotten back advice that I needed to stop being so hard on myself, stop being a perfectionist or a people pleaser, making things harder than they needed to be. I tried chasing that advice, and that wasn't very helpful. What really is helpful is getting the help you need. And so if you don't get it the first time, keep asking, keep showing up. Don't take it as proof that nothing can change, and it really does have to be you.
Yeah, and I think when we talk about boundaries and saying no, people can go, oh, that feels so negative, but it's not. And in fact, in your book, you have some really positive titles, like Look on the Bright Side, It's Never Too Late when it comes to chapters you have.
Right, right.
What are some takeaways you want readers to have?
Well, I think the primary takeaway from the book is that when your life is hard, it's hard, not because there's something wrong with you. And that resetting it and getting the help you need is possible, but maybe when you start asking for that help instead of trying to fix the people-pleasing tendencies in yourself that people are telling you put you in this situation in the first place.
Really good tips.
Really great advice.
Yes.
All that we can take to heart in little bits. Amy Wilson, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.